The most horrific part of the Day One plan was not just stealing the land or the bodies, it was the intentional destruction of the internal compass. They didn't just want your labor, they don't want your ability to imagine a world without them. You have to realize that they've spent centuries trying to convince you that civilization began with your conquest. They want you to believe that before the colonizer arrived, you had no science, no intelligence, no generational wealth, no royalty, no education, no healing, no strength, no philosophy, no medicine, and no connection to the divine. This is the ultimate gaslight. They stole the blueprints of your ancestors' greatness, rebranded it as Western discovery, and then had the audacity to sell it back to you in a textbook you had to pay for, and then sold this narrative that your cultures and ancestors were a bunch of barbaric, uncivilized, unintelligent savages. Think about the psychological warfare of the DNA test. They kidnap and scatter a bunch of people across the earth, burn their libraries, rename their families after the men who shackled them, beat them, tortured them, murdered them, humiliated them, ate them, raped them, and then charge you $99 plus shipping to get a percentage-based estimate of your own bloodline. They have turned the tragedy of the Middle Passage and the Trail of Tears into a subscription service. They are literally harvesting your desire for belonging and turning it into a profit margin. The system wins when you look in the mirror and see a minority instead of a global majority. They win when the Latino sees the black struggle as a separate issue, or when the Middle Eastern person sees the indigenous fight as distant history. The colonizer's greatest fear is the unfiltered mirror. When we look at each other and see the same scars from the same blade, the illusion of their superiority evaporates. They are not stronger than us. They're just more committed to the lie. The solution is not to fix the system, it's to outgrow it permanently. We have to engage in a great remembering. We have to realize that everybody's history did not start in chains, and everybody's future is not defined by their borders. The game ends when you stop seeking inclusion in a slaughterhouse. You don't need a seat at a table that was built using the wood from your sacred trees. You are the table. You are the earth. You are the source. Stop asking them for the truth about who you are. They are the last people on earth who would ever tell you the truth, because the truth of your power is the end of their reign. That's why I don't take the education system seriously. They lied to us for centuries in those scripted, washed history books. Shut down the frequency of their narratives. Stop feeding their distractions and stand in the raw, unfiltered authority of your own existence. The crumbs are gone. The truth is all that's left. The most horrific part of the Day One plan was not just stealing the land or the bodies.